Yankee Pot Roast, a Sunday supper older than the highways that carried it west from the cold kitchens of New England and the farm tables of the Midwest, where a tough and humble cut of beef was coaxed by a low oven and a long afternoon into something tender enough to fall apart beneath a spoon. It was never a dish for the rich cuts. Pot roast begins with chuck, the hard-working shoulder of the cow, full of connective tissue that no quick fire could ever soften. The old cooks knew the secret: not heat, but time. A sear for color, then hours in a covered pot, until the toughness melts into silk. Tonight we keep it gentle, and we keep it gluten-free. But the soul of it is the same patient braise the grandmothers knew. 4 servings, 15 minutes to prepare, and a little over 3 hours to cook. You will need 1 3-pound beef chuck roast, half a cup of gluten-free flour, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then 2 yellow onions, 4 cups of beef broth, 4 sprigs of fresh thyme, and a half teaspoon of salt. That is all. A short list for a long and quiet afternoon. First, the dredge. Pat the chuck roast completely dry, every side. Then roll it through a half cup of gluten-free flour, pressing the fine dust into the meat until every face is coated. This thin coat will do 2 things. It builds the dark crust to come, and later it will thicken the gravy all on its own. Now, the sear. Warm 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a heavy Dutch oven until it shimmers. Lower the floured roast into the pot and leave it. Do not move it. Let it hiss and darken, one side at a time, until a deep brown crust forms on every face. This is the foundation of the whole dish. Color is flavor. Lift the beef out to rest. Into the same pot, with all its dark drippings, add 2 yellow onions sliced. Let them soften and slowly turn. They drink up the fond left by the meat and deepen, minute by minute, from pale to gold to a soft mahogany brown. Caramelized onions are the quiet heart of this gravy. Now, the broth. Pour in 4 cups of beef broth, and as it warms, drag a wooden spoon across the bottom of the pot. Lift every browned scrap, every dark fleck of crust, up into the liquid. Nothing is wasted here. All of that flavor dissolves back into the braise. And now, the long wait. Settle the roast back into the pot and lay 4 sprigs of fresh thyme across the top. Cover it and slide it into a low oven, 325 degrees, for 3 full hours. There is nothing more to do. The kitchen fills slowly with the smell of beef and thyme. the house grows warm, and the tough old chuck gives in, hour by hour, to the patience of the oven. At last, the gravy. Lift the tender roast out and let it rest. Skim the fat from the dark liquid left behind, then simmer it down until it thickens into a glossy onion gravy, all on its own. Slice the beef into thick, soft portions and spoon the gravy over the top until it pools warm against the plate. The braise is older than the country that named this one. Long before there was a New England, cooks across Europe were taming tough meat the same way. The French had their boeuf à la mode. Boeuf à la mode. German kitchens had sauerbraten. Sauerbraten. Each one the same simple wisdom. A hard cut, a covered pot, and time enough to make it tender. The immigrants carried that wisdom across the ocean, and it took root in American soil. Here it became the Yankee Pot Roast, plain, thrifty, and unhurried. A New England cook would brown the cheap chuck and set it to braise through a cold afternoon, often with carrots and onion and potato tucked alongside. No spices to speak of, no flourish, just beef and broth and the long, low heat of a Sunday. For generations, it was the Sunday roast, the dish you started before church and came home to. One heavy pot that fed a whole family and stretched a few cheap pounds of beef across a long table. The leftovers became Monday's hash, and nothing at all was wasted. It was never fancy. It was something better. It was home. And so it endures. Through every era of faster food, the pot roast has stayed exactly what it was. A tough cut, made tender by nothing but patience. A whole meal from a single pot. The taste, for so many, of a childhood kitchen on a cold day. It asks for so little, only time and a low and steady heat. So let it braise. Let the oven do its slow and certain work. Let the chuck surrender its 3 long hours without complaint. And let the onions melt down into a gravy dark as evening. Yankee Pot Roast endured because it never tried to be more than it was. A humble cut and a covered pot, and the patience of people who understood that the most tender things are the ones we wait for. And the table at last is set.